when this linebacker, peeps what's going on, I know the play and everything, and is ready to attack, that acceleration and change of direction is going to allow him to be more versatile, a more dynamic linebacker on the field, and being able to cover more ground and react better to these plays. Maybe get a knockout, interception, stop the run. My name is Joe Chase. I love playing college football, and I'm here to teach you about college football 25. Now, when it comes to football, you must remember there's an art and science component to what makes this ultimate team sport work. What we're going to be diving into this series is the ratings, what you will need to hunt for while building your team to become the ultimate architect of the gridiron. I know through experience, experimentation, trial and error, what it takes to be coach of the year. So let's dive into this. Let's have some fun. Hopefully you will learn something. We will be starting out with the middle linebacker position. As you know, defense wins championships. Champions are made on the defense. Look, guys, I've been building in this dynasty, right? Georgia State been going crazy. Let's go in here and load it up. It's one other user in here. And it took me a couple of years. Like, we definitely started from the bottom. They wasn't the worst team in the SBC, but it wasn't a whole lot to work with in the beginning. It's the first year of my 5-year contract. It's my 4th season. As you can see, we just won the Rose Bowl. We had to play, who's that? Alabama or Miami, one of them. Yeah, anyway, we won. Thank God. It was a little rough because the championship game the conference championship game versus Southern Mississippi, we weren't so lucky there. Yeah. But then we went on to beat Alabama in the playoffs. Oregon as well. We actually steamrolled them. So, getting back to ratings, and you see we had that A+ prestige up there for the coach. And the route that I happen to take, let's cover that first. Let's go over the coaching abilities. Okay, so if we take a look in coaching abilities, this ties directly into ratings. Either way you go, you're going to affect ratings in some manner. It's just how aggressive you want to be and what's the long-term goals. For me, I knew I didn't have a whole lot of talent. I probably wouldn't be able to recruit a whole lot of talent. Tactician seemed like the most logical thing to me when it came to developing talent or lack thereof and turning them into talent, right? So this is just going to give great boosts all around, but it takes some time to build up, especially when you don't have those guys. So you have to really be winning games. And we're going to dive into that. How do we just turn nothing into something every time? And so when you actually get with a great school, everything comes just a little bit easier. Okay, so under tactician for quarterback, you see we getting a boost to the throw and run, change of direction, boost to throw under pressure and break sack, boost to spin, juke, ball carrier vision, boost to short and medium accuracy. And that was actually the first position that I upgraded through tactician. I just went ahead on that tree, off rip. Everybody says the quarterback is the most important position on the offense or on the team for that matter. So I was like, well, let's just bolster that. And you're going to see why I did that later once we go into the ratings. Going over here to linebackers, we're giving a boost to finesse move and block shedding, boost to pursuit and play recognition, boost to man coverage and zone coverage, boost to tackle and hit power. It's going to come in handy. And your coaches, your offensive coordinator and your defensive coordinator, sometimes the guys can have, everything boosted as well. If you fishing for a tactician, I say, like, whatever you pick in the beginning, I believe that your coordinators should overlap you in some sort of way, so y'all can stack those abilities and just turn into a powerhouse, right? So over here, linebackers, we got a boost. We got a stack boost with 2 tiers going up to pursuit and play recognition. And then we have on the defensive coordinator's tree, same thing, 2-tier boost. But see, we're getting a little bit more with the motivator, right? Linebackers, pay it forward. Bonus XP for linebackers when linebackers are drafted in top 3 rounds. Linebackers stay hot through timeouts, quarter change, and across games. Linebackers get an off-season training boost. Linebackers start the 4th quarter hot in close games. Okay, so how does this help us? We go over to teams. I like to go in the depth chart. This is where I do my most shuffling around, and we'll go down to middle linebacker. Okay, so what you want to look for with your middle linebacker more often than not is their athleticism. So we're looking at their speed, their acceleration, agility, change of direction, and a few other attributes. You're always going to need play recognition. You're going to need tackling. You're going to need some hit power. You're going to need some pass coverage. So let's get into the most important when it comes to athleticism. Acceleration is going to be key into all the other ratings. So you look at the acceleration right here. Jacoby Jones has a 91 acceleration, 84 speed. So at least he's getting to that 84 speed pretty fast. You scroll on over and you see he's winning outright in that column when it comes to change of direction. He has an 83 change of direction. I would love for it to be higher, but it's not. But he will get that boost in the off season. I'm pretty sure he's not going to transfer. I'm praying he doesn't. The schools look great this year, but I just don't believe that it's going to be a whole lot of drafting going on either. It hasn't been. So looking for him to return next year and looking for that change of direction to increase, hopefully. Wish I could have had him for another year. Unlock architect, give him the ability to upgrade random skill cap and everything. So that could come into play right there as well. But what we're looking at right now, we look at his play recognition, 85 play recognition. So when this linebacker, peeps what's going on, I know the play and everything, and is ready to attack, that acceleration and change of direction is going to allow him to be more versatile, a more dynamic linebacker on the field, and being able to cover more ground and react better to these plays. Maybe get a knockout, interception, stop the run. And as far as stopping the run, we have to cover something else. Okay, so block shedding. Block shedding can be an overrated type of stat, right? But in most cases, that block is going to occur with some big lineman that's just going to move this guy out of the way. So you're going to be out of the play regardless. So block shedding is not really as important when it comes to the middle linebacker. You're going to want to look for things like zone coverage, man coverage, not so much, and everything, like, because most of the time, who is he going to be lined up on? Like, he going to be covering the tight end or something like that. You really don't want that matchup. So you're looking for zone. More often than not, you're going to be playing in zone and sitting back in these coverages and everything, and you're going to look for the trap run, looking for that line and everything, pulling guards and stuff. So as long as your linebacker stays at home, watches the play, he can react. And if he needs to drop back, cover, a hook in the middle of the field or something like that, that can be achieved without getting caught up on a block somewhere, a block that he was going to lose anyway. So other things to look for here, the tackling, of course. This guy, he's got good power. Now, if we go down to Kawhi Elkins, look at it. His tackling is a 95. Definitely want that on the field, right? Power, 85. Block shed, 82. Finesse move, power move. Most of the time, you're not going to be using this. Most of the time, you're not going to be using the power move, the finesse move, and everything. But the pursuit, definitely. The pursuit is going to be controlling what type of angle that your linebacker is going to be taking on the ball. And especially with that change of direction and acceleration, it's going to improve those angles and the speed at which the linebacker gets to the ball and stops the play. That's what you want to happen, right? Like, and the linebacker, this doesn't matter what scheme you're running, whether you're a 4-down lineman type of player or 3, this just applies universally when it comes to the middle linebacker. Middle linebacker, you're looking as the center of your defense. This is the play caller. This is the quarterback of it. So everything doesn't have to be, through the roof, reaching the moon when it comes to the ratings. It's just where those ratings are placed. And so when you have great athleticism for your linebacker, he's able to be more dynamic. Now, also what you want to look for is jumping. Now, look at that. Now, when you look at these other stats like the block shedding, the power, the tackle, the play recognition and everything, like all those things are great. But if you're not in a position most times to actually utilize that stuff, then it's all for nothing. But what you can use most of the time is a jump. And look at that, 99. His catch is even better. Jacoby Jones with a 65 catch. Yeah, you want that better and everything, but you get what you can get. And again, this is a small school, so the rating is just going to be scaled down. But you get the idea. Let's see. Toughness, not as high as I would love it. Injury as well, but you got to take care of these guys. So if you're not having him, playing one-on-one or blitzing all the time, and more so in pass coverage, you should be able to keep him healthy if, you can pull that off. You got to have a great pass rush, and we'll get into that later, especially when it comes to the specialty positions like your rush left edge and your rush right edge and your rush on DT. So okay, so going back over here, let's compare them a little bit more, because we want the best guy in position always, and then having a great backup, and then having a great backup for that backup. 83 speed with an 87 acceleration. A little drop off, yes, but it's not the worst thing that can happen, especially if you're still competitive in a game and you got other guys around him. Agility, this is where a problem ensues. A 79 agility. Now, he is a sophomore. He has time to grow. He was red-shirted, so you would expect him to be a little bit better in some of these areas. But the physicality, some things, It's just not going to change with people, and that's just what it is with Elkins. Because look at his change of direction. The 67 right here. Strength 75. Like he has to be working out. You've been at school for a while. He hasn't been working out. You can tell that he hasn't been getting the reps, and he's not working out in the off season. Awareness 71. It's like, what are you doing in class? But your play recognition, you got a knack for that. But all these other things it's gonna hurt how these are affected. You're not as fast and quick off the draw as Jacoby Jones. When something is happening, it's gonna take you a little bit longer. That's why your players feel like they get stuck in the mud, because of their agility and their change of direction. And then let's look at his pursuit. The pursuit is good though, but it doesn't mean anything when you have a bad change of direction, bad agility, bad awareness. That doesn't mean anything. So the more balanced and more effective linebacker would be Jacoby Jones, just going across the board. You know, as a security, you would love for the block shed to be a little bit higher, but you know, that's why you have a good rush DT, somebody that can hold that up while Jacoby Jones plays pass coverage, tries to take out something on the inside. Boom. Nice play, you know? Nice play. That's you're just looking for a nice play. And then jumping 99, he's going to get over the competition. He's going to stop a lot of plays. And like, if the ball is near the middle linebacker, then it was already a bad pass, and it's a great opportunity for an interception. And with this 99 instead of the 77 jump, you got a better chance of coming down with that interception. And his speed, the acceleration, change of direction, be able to break away from the offense, run it in for 6. Easy done. That's really what you're looking for when it comes to your middle linebacker position. As simple as that. You need a field general. You need somebody that can command all facets of the game, all sides of the field, high, low, just all around balance, can just interact. We can play the run game. We can play the pass game. We can play high. We can play low. We can play inside. We can play outside. Simple as that. Great pursuit. Zone coverage, 81. Again, you know, this is a smaller school. Not to take anything away, but it's one of the top defenses in the league. Like, let's go back and look at this. Stats, records, yeah. Here we go, team stats. Got the #1 offense in the nation. We finally got ranked this year, so something's working. Blocking it. So look at the interceptions, yo. We was forcing a lot of those. We forced 48. Picked up 7 fumbles, 51 sacks. Rush yards, 728. Through the air, almost 4,000 yards we gave up passing. That's where it was, yeah. I mean, it felt like it was a lot of running this year, but apparently we did okay when it came to that. It was just the passing. Yeah, some teams was dotting up, but we'll get into that, and you'll see the direction that we're heading. And when it comes to recruiting, well, actually, you know, we can check out one of those too. So, yeah, we made a big impact. We made a big impact. If we can bring the passing down and keep the rush around where it's at, you know, I'll be content moving forward. Like I said, it's the first year of the 5-year contract. Signed the extension last year. And last year wasn't even as great as this one. Like, we just turned a lot of things around, a lot of pieces matured. See, you got to think of these players in your strategy as an investment, and it's going to take a little while for it to blossom. But if you keep at it, you know, good things that happen. Good things that happen for sure. I believe when we started out, the defense was like a 79 or something like that. I'm looking for middle linebacker. Let's see what we have here. And middle linebacker. Okay, so we have 3 middle linebackers loaded up on our chart, right? Already did the scouting. And let's see what he's showing us already. So he's got 2 mental traits, road dog and the natural. Okay. His zone coverage is a 72. The man coverage 61. So we're already leaning in the right direction. He's not, everything that we need right now, but that will come over time. Look at his speed, a 90. Now, you might think that you have a gem right here, and it literally doesn't have the gem up here. And that could be because of the zone coverage, right? It's got a 91, excuse me. He has a 91 acceleration to go along with that 90 speed. His change of direction is slow though. It's 78, or it's low. His change of direction is low at a 78. Awareness 74. It's not really that great. What's going to end up happening with this guy is going to be clunky. Feeling like he gets stuck in the mud sometimes. So that's something to consider. Let's go on down to Gainwell. Bradley Gainwell, on the other hand, 85 tackle, 90 speed, 92 acceleration, 82 pursuit, 85 agility, 82 change of direction. Play recognition is low, 73. Awareness, 75. Zone coverage, 74. Man coverage, 67. Those things can be worked on, and he has other great traits to go along with it. And you can see 2 of them looks like gold. You got a fan favorite, you got road dog, the natural, and then you got Robert. So he's going to be great in pass coverage. This is a guy that we definitely need to have on the team. So what I would do right here is just take these points or these hours away from this guy. I'll keep him on the board. He is a 5-star. We'll keep him on the board. And if we have to revisit later, we will. But right now we'll just go ahead. I thought we had enough right there. Okay. Yeah, we'll just do this. All right. Now looking at the athlete curve that's getting filed under run stopper, middle linebacker, he's got a gem to go along with him. Kind of in the race right there. Tackle 82, acceleration 88, pursuit 79, awareness 66, play recognition 69, zone coverage 77, strength 80, speed 89, block shedding 79, agility 85. Now, if this is something that you would, really want in your game plan, stopping the run primarily, which is not a bad strategy at all. This guy is pretty good for that. He's got all the tackling and athleticism to go along with it. So actually, I'm going to keep the hours on here because using him in tandem, like we can have him under the sub linebacker. You can have him under sub linebacker and the second linebacker, or you can shift over to, one of the outside linebackers. Like it really don't make no difference. He has the speed and everything. Let's see. The block shedding is not bad either and everything. So in the pursuit, so he would be pretty good at getting at the quarterback actually. So look, these are some of the things to look for when it comes to the ratings and your middle linebacker choices. These are going to be the most effective in your game when it comes to overall growth and just seeing the product on the field produce week after week after week. As you saw the stats, like we was up there pretty high when it came to turnovers and getting at the quarterback. And that's what it's going to take to win games. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it helps. This was the first installment in the series. Check back for the next position breakdown so you can win more games, take over the league, win championships, and just be great. If you like what you saw here today, please subscribe to my channel.